Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon to you. Good morning to me. Tonight, we're going to have a lot of stuff for you guys to see from Scotty McPherson at Scotty Makes Stuff. I've been showing my Cinesticks and other products for several months. I've been using them for almost 5 months now. Really happy with it. And tonight's just a night that we want to kind of introduce Scotty to the world in America as far as people that don't already know him and what his products are, and let him answer some of you guys' questions that I can't answer, and kind of learn a little bit more about Scotty. He is a drone flyer, and all the products that he makes are drone or multimedia related, gimbals, um, different stuff like that. So, that's pretty much what we're going to talk about for the whole remaining of the show. So I see people are coming in here from Ray's show. See Steve Knowles is in here. Night Train. Steve Carpenter is in here. Ray Kelly, there you go. Hey, Ray. Drone, ANU. We got USA, Drone America. Hey, Joe. Covaction's in here. So I'll tell you what, with no further ado, I'm going to bring Scotty in and introduce Scotty, and we can get on the subject and actually see what products he has for what drones that we have, guys. Hey, Scotty.
G'day, everyone. How's it going?
Everybody's doing good here. It's morning for us, so I can say good morning. Actually, I just finished my breakfast. It's 6:06 a.m. here. You're 3 hours ahead of me, so we're kind of going through our breakfast mode, and these guys are going through their dinner mode. So
we can say good day at any time of the day. That's the thing.
Oh,
we can
exactly.
get it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's y'all's comment. Good day. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to kind of introduce you to the guys that are in our group here and the people that are in the U.S. And everybody reach out and, welcome Scotty for coming on with us. I know a lot of you guys are eager.
I'm happy to answer any questions anyone's got, so please fire away.
Absolutely.
I've got a few show and tells here. So, yeah.
Scotty, tell us how long you've been doing this? How long have you been into making these third-party drone parts?
Okay, so the business started about, about 5 years ago now. So this is in 2017. I was sharing my products. I've got a background in product development, and I got onto Thingiverse, and I started sharing some products on Thingiverse. And one of my products, which is like they call it a fourth axis for a large film camera, I actually shared on Thingiverse, and that went sort of crazy. And it went, and I started getting people asking me, "Hey, I don't have a 3D printer, so what can I do?" Nice. And so I said, "Sure, I'll make one for you." And then not before too long, probably within a month, we couldn't keep up with demand, and we were buying extra printers, and things just snowballed from that point on. So it started off in the video world, not specifically drones. Drones is more of a later thing for us, but that's they all tend to be hobbies of mine. So I'll get into a hobby, and I'll find some things that don't work the way I want them to, and then I'll end up coming up with some sort of fix or some way to make it more pleasurable or make it less painful. That's pretty much my that's how I operate. Simple.
Well, I like the products that I've seen so far. And, a lot of the guys that are in the chat that are in here, we really like to support people that when new drones come out, they can make products for it, and they listen to what we need. The manufacturers, they make what they want to make and what their research says what the people want. But we, the people, and the people that are in the chat, these are the ones that really fly every day, that actually know what is needed. And I like it that, you can actually listen to the people and communicate with us and say, hey, what don't you like about it? Is it the wrong color, the wrong material? And then you come up with your own solution for that. And we need to be able to support more people like you that are making stuff for our community, that listen to us, not big companies that everybody responds and they never do anything about it. So I was really happy to meet you. I think we've met probably 6 months ago, had been corresponding, back and forth, sending products. I've been testing the products, and I'm really, really happy with what I've got. It's made my flying more enjoyable for what I do.
Well, that's our goal, really. And we don't copy other people's products. We go by the beat of our own drum. So
Yep.
that's what inspires us to make things better for ourselves. And we think the product's going to have a broad appeal, then we start manufacturing it.
We've got a couple people in here from Australia. So this
G'day.
is Dominique. Yeah, Dominique. He's a up and coming live streamer. We're working on it. He's trying to get going. So
Okay.
he's got some people coming in. So we do have some people from there. So tell me right now, as far as people buying, what countries are actually buying your products right now?
Oh, look, I don't think there's any continent or place in the world where we. Oh, I think you've gone quiet for a second there. Oh no, sorry, wrong screen. Anyway, we've pretty well shipped to every continent around the world. Many little islands. You'd be surprised all the little out of the way places that we've shipped our products to. But predominantly the US. That's our biggest market. That's around about 40 to 45% of our total sort of our market, and then after that we go to the UK and also the EU as well. They're the next two big ones, but we do sell a lot of stuff to Japan and Korea and all these sort of and also Thailand as well. As you know, there's a lot of droners in that area because you've got such beautiful landscapes there to fly drones around, and you can only really appreciate them with a drone because they're also picturesque and mountainous and very rugged. Unless you're a rock climber, you can't really get up there. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're really excited. So what I'd like to do is if you've got a couple of products and can kind of show the people what you've got so we can actually share it with them, that would be great.
Sure. No problem. I will grab, what will I grab first? I'll start. Okay, so you've probably heard about the Cine Sticks from Robbie, and this is our.
Well,
this has actually got the soft sticks on them, so they're much softer than the firm sticks. I'll grab a controller with the firm sticks on. Okay. Here's another product. This is our controller case for the DJI RC Pro. And the neat thing about this controller case is that it actually takes the Cine Sticks as well. So that's actually
that's a big plus. And when I first got that case, and then I got the case for the drone, it was a little bulky for wearing it on my belt. But what I did like about it is I can leave my sticks on and throw it in my bag and go fly. And I don't have to worry about the sticks or having to put them off and on. I can just leave them on.
Yeah. Well, that was one pain that I had. And more than one occasion, I got to where I was going to fly and I didn't have my sticks with me. So that was a bit of a painful reminder. So that's why I made cases like this. And if you listen, I put it back in. It's got nice soft, like a felt lining on there, nice and thick, so it cushions your case. Secure, so it's got a attachment for a belt, or it can go on across your shoulder sort of strap. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll talk about this. It might be a little bit bulky, but those big sort of waterproof cases, they're often, if you're traveling overseas, that's like half your luggage pretty much. So we wanted to come up with something that was compact enough and also strong enough to deal with those luggage handlers that throw your bag like 20 feet across the tarmac. We wanted them to be tough, basically, and you can still access the controls in the bottom there, the for charging and whatnot. So yeah, it's so it fits easily in a suitcase. Doesn't take up anywhere near as much space as a bigger, like waterproof case will. So
Absolutely. Now, do you have the case for the drone?
Oh yes, right here. Well, I do have the case for the Mavic 3, and this is
Okay.
our quite a big one, but it comes with a handle.
Okay.
It is wearable. It's probably going to pull your pants down, but it is wearable. So I'll just
Ray Kelly, Ray, you actually you actually asked me, did they make one for the Mavic 3? So here's your answer. It is in there. All right.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: when the people buy the case, does the drone come with it?
Yeah. We've got a special deal with DJI. No, sorry, it doesn't. Yeah. So that's the drone case, and it's once again, it's. I mean, I guess it's just look at it next to my head. I've got a big head, so
It's made for portability though, because
yeah, that's right.
the thing that I was saying when we had talked yesterday about it, and one of the things that we talked about was people ask us, why do you have a hard case? And why do you have a soft case too? And why do you got a backpack? Why can't you just have one? Well, it really depends on what you're doing, because when you're getting a good, expensive equipment like that we're buying now, you want a nice hard case to put all your stuff in when you're taking a trip to go somewhere. But on the other hand, when you just want to jump in the car and fly down the road to the beach or the desert or wherever and float, you want something that's portable that you can throw with you to just do a real quickie and then get back. And that's where a lot of your products come in, because they're easy to install. They're fairly lightweight on everything that you have, and they make portability really great, and it protects your product. So those are some of the things that I really like about the stuff that I've been using so far.
Yeah, and they're tough too. So like, I mean, I'm a pretty hefty bloke, and I could just about stand on this, and it would withstand my weight on top of it. So they're quite strong, and this is the case for the Mini 3. So there we go.
Oh yeah.
Nice soft felt inside. We did used to have flocking on our previous cases, but we found that we weren't that happy with the level of how soft it was, basically. So now we've moved towards a much thicker felt on the inside, and it's really quite happy with this product now. So
one thing that I've noticed about that case, and let me grab mine.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed about the case, guys, is when he has these made, I mean, where your hook goes on here. So when you get it, you're going to get a hook that's like this. And of course, it's got a hole in it where you can put it in here. It doesn't just lay up against it and you put a hole in it. It actually has a notch in it where you lock it on there first. And honestly, when you lock it on, you probably wouldn't even need to use the screw, which he wants you to, so it doesn't fall out. But once you lock it on and put it in, what I like about his products is a lot of times when people do 3D printing, the issue is they tell people, okay, if you buy my product, now don't screw it too hard. The reason is there's no threads. And Scotty, you know this. So by putting all your brass inserts in these things, it's going to give you, it's going to give you a permanent product compared to something that you're manually you're going to over tighten in most cases. And then the product's unusable. So I really like the fine touches of the threads and also the felt that you put on the inside, because it actually protects the drone.
Yeah. Thanks, Robbie. I might just show you our next. So this is a controller that I haven't had a chance to use yet, but because this one actually arrived faulty from DJI, but what I have been using is this controller, and I've been having a lot of fun with the Avata lately. In fact, I've found, I think I'm a little bit hooked. I've got an addiction to the Avata, and so we've been developing products, and I unfortunately I can't show you any of the products yet, but they're all well and truly in development. And Robbie had a bit of a sneak peek yesterday, but that's
and I'm telling you, I'm going to be getting some of those, because you guys, when you see what he's made for that motion controller, you're going to be lining up to buy it, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about that one. And also, I mean, there's some pain involved with the new what's it called, DJI goggles 2. Like, for instance, all these hanging things coming off the side. I mean, you can't stop that happening. I mean, you've got the DJI goggles V2, haven't you? Or is it
Yeah, I've got both.
Yeah. So you didn't need to get the. Oh, you've got this one as well.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
I bought the Pro View kit when I got it.
Yeah. So that's a bit of an issue, and particularly, I mean, I know you don't have to have your phone hanging off there after you get it all set up, but yeah, it's sometimes I'll just leave it there because the USB-C will hold it in place. But it's a bit of a, I mean, if I maybe bump it or whatever, my phone might go flying. So we've got some fixes for these as well. So we're looking at some solutions there. So there's a lot on the boil at the moment as far as Avatar is. I mean, Robbie, you've got some neat products available for the app. What is it? The is that available yet, or can I mention it, or is it?
Yeah. It's the Snap Lock.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Snap Lock Pro that's got a GoPro mount on it, and it actually locks in. So they come in gray, and then they come in black. So with the standard, you get this. Two screws.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people have been having crashes and the battery just pops out, and even like mid-flight, like just a bump, and suddenly the battery comes out. So that's what that's for. I mean, I'm sort of lucky in that my battery, like I just about need to have superhuman strength to remove the battery. There we go. I've got strong fingers. That's what's working with small.
Wait till you hit a branch or a tree, and you think it is, but when you hit something with some speed, and I had seen so many things out on the market that people had. One guy had a shoestring tied through it in the back, and I was like, "Oh, that prop's gonna catch that." And I saw one that the guy made, and it actually covered the whole top of the drone. So it screwed in here, and it was a cover on the top and on the back. So you physically would have to take it out every time to change the battery out. And
that would be painful.
I already had the equipment to do it. So we actually have our store here, which tomorrow everything will be up on the store for you to actually see. And these are the products right now that we've got. We've got our shirts here. Y'all, can you see it on your end?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. So we got our shirts here. These are the colors that our shirts come in, and we go up to 4X on the shirts. And then we also have our keychains for our multimedia site, some LEDs, World Drone Community clocks, and here's the Snap Lock battery support kit.
Yeah, I've seen some solutions on Thingiverse that definitely aren't really great solutions. Some of them are, a little bit half. They're not quite as functional as yours is.
Well, this one is just for the standard, and this is what comes in the kit. Is what you see. You get the screws, the tool, and the device, and then I've got another one for the Pro. Once my computer catches up here. And the Pro has the GoPro mount. So you're going to get the thumb screw for the GoPro comes with it, along with the screws. And then with that also, I need to put it in the picture here, and I need to add that in for the picture. So right now, this is what you'll get. And then with that, we've got another tool that's used for tightening. Used for tighten the actual GoPro tool. I just need to put that in the pictures, and we got a couple different colors and some of the stuff that you can get, and you use that so you're not constantly trying to do it with your thumb if you need to tighten it or loosen it up for that. So we're going to add that in there. But those are just a couple of things that, we were already selling the keychains and the shirts and everything. We just wanted to have it on there, and we didn't have everything ready. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have the shopping cart done on that, and then you can go. If you're buying shirts, guys, and you're wanting more than one, when you pick a quantity for extra large, and maybe you want that and you want a small, pick an extra large and add it to the cart, and then click a small and add it to the cart, and you can do it that way. And then just check out, and it'll check right out with PayPal or your credit card. So.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you got the 4XL.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, look, now explain this, because I've had a couple of people ask me. I've got two separate sticks, and we talked about this yesterday about people that can really utilize this. People are asking me, why are there different heights on these particular sticks? Because they look different than the others.
They're the original sticks that we came up with, the original Cine sticks. So fantastic product. We've had many people being really happy with them. I mean, they're not for everyone, but they do have some issues that we resolved with the newer sticks. But they're an excellent product. We're very proud of them. But the taller stick is something that we surprisingly we've been selling quite a few of those, and these are going to mostly to people with a disability who have poor motor control, and they need something a bit bigger to hold on to. So when they're steering their drone, they may only be able to move their arm left and right, and they don't have the motor skills to pinch on a joystick like really effectively like we can. So we actually sold surprisingly a lot of these to people with disabilities. So that's a real reward for us. So to know that it's helping really, people.
Yeah, it's really nice, soft material, and I like the way that it's set up.
Yeah, it's actually it's German silicon, and it's from a company called Wacker, and they're the Prima silicon manufacturer in the world. So they're very good quality silicon.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the original, the thing that started the Cine sticks.
Well, tell me this, Scotty. Is everything you make as far as sticks, are they only for DJI, or do you make for any other products? You have anything for Autel or anything?
Well, we make sticks like we've got a new stick that's just come out called the N1. So it's Cine Sticks N1, and that does do the new Autel Evo Nano Plus. Is there an Evo in there? I'm not sure if the Evo's in there. So it's the Nano Plus and the what's the other one? The Nano and the
Nano Plus, and then you've got the Light
Plus.
Light. Yeah, the bigger drone.
Yeah, so they're both of those will work with the N1, and we've got some really good feedback about that. I mean, some people actually use those original Cine sticks that you just showed on the Nano Plus, and it did actually work. But the new ones are actually much better. So they're a really good solution for the Autel drones. Now we do. There are some other drones like. Because a lot of people tend to copy off DJI as far as their controller design and all that kind of thing. So there are some sort of like off-brand, or I'm not sure how to describe them, but lesser drone companies that tend to make like copy DJI pretty much, that essentially have the same threading that our Cine sticks will work with. So if you can find out what thread is on your joystick, then you might find that it'll fit with what you can ask our customer service people, and they will actually be able to answer that question for you, whether or not your thread or your joystick will actually fit onto our Cine sticks. So yeah, but they're our Phantom and what's the other drone? It starts with the I.
I don't know with the I. With the I or an A, is it the? I'm trying to think what it would be. Is it DJI?
Yeah. The big one, bigger than the Phantom. So it's the. I'm sure someone in the stream is probably.
I'm trying to think now that I'm trying to think. I can't. It actually starts with an A. I believe it's a. Who in the chat can answer it? What are the bigger drones, guys? What are the bigger drones in here?
Okay.
Inspire. There you go. You're right. It's the eye.
Inspire.
The Inspire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
Greg. I couldn't
So,
think.
so we've got some cine sticks for the Inspire and the Phantom, and that the gimbal that comes with that is actually very common to a lot of older drones. So it's like a part that has been reused by a whole lot of drone manufacturers. So so often we'll find that a lot of older controllers will work with that particular cine stick because of the common part, which is the gimbal part. We call that the gimbal basically because it gimbals around.
Right.
I think even the manufacturers will call it a gimbal. So anyway, yeah. So we do know that they work with other controllers, but we don't actually, until we actually get verification, we won't include it on our website. So we want to make sure that we're 100% happy with the verification, and we can see them in use before
Right.
we. And we're always willing to look at other drones as well. Like for instance, there's a lot of people out there using off-brand sort of products for droning, for FPVing, that kind of thing. It's not all DJI in the FPV world. In fact, it's almost anything but. So there's a lot of, we're looking to sort of move into different areas with our cine sticks. So that's on the cards in the future. So if any customers want to ask us questions about whether or not our cine sticks fit their controllers, then please ask, because we keep a little tally of all the questions. So it's one particular controller has had a lot of people asking about cine sticks for them, then we'll go and we'll take that as a pretty firm yes, that we should probably develop a cine stick for them.
Yeah, that's one thing that I like. And, guys, it's important that we help support companies like Scotty's for two reasons. Number one, we can communicate because Australia uses English. Number one. Number two, it gives us the stronghold away from Asia, the major manufacturers that are making stuff that honestly, a lot of the stuff is overpriced. Now, I'm not going to complain about the drones that DJI makes and their prices, because to me, nothing flies like a DJI. But some of the accessories that they sell for, and ND filters and stuff like that, guys, we could get ND filters from other companies at as good or better price, and I don't notice any difference between the manufacturers and what you would get from like PGY Tech or one of the other companies, except for it's a third of the price what we're paying. The same way with drone cases. So, Scotty is here available as we need products and things come out in these drones. Reach out to his website, go to his chat. He's got a chat on the website, and ask the company, hey, do y'all make this? Do you have any plans? What options do we have? And if it's something that he feels that, hey, there's a market for and now people are asking for it, it may be on his website soon for you guys to buy. One question the guys are going to have is if you're in Australia and they want to buy something, what are they talking about lead time after they buy it to actually get it?
Okay, well, it depends on where they're located. If they're located in the US, then we actually have a warehouse in the US, and that has that's in Virginia. So it's normal USPS timing from within the US. So anything from about 1 to 6 days. I think you'll find in the top the northwest of Canada is. Not Canada, Alaska, I meant to say. Alaska takes about 6 days to get there because they get sent by air part of the way. And some of the upper parts in the northwest states of the US take 6 days. But a lot of states it gets there within a couple of days. So it's pretty quick. Cool. If you're in the EU, we've got a warehouse in Germany, so you'll get things within a few days. And also if you're in the UK, it's we've got a warehouse there as well, and it'll get there within 1 to 2 days. So
are you in Queensland? Is that where you're at?
No, we're in the state below Queensland. We're in New South Wales. we're about, people might know of Sydney, where the Opera House is. We're about 3.5 hours drive north of Sydney.
Okay.
We're sort of in between. Yeah.
I've had a lot of people from Australia have been coming into our different streams and our groups, amongst the groups. So there's a lot of potential there. Silas is asking a question here. Do you have sticks for the Evo 1 controller?
Silas has asked that question before. I actually recognize the name. Hi, Silas. Yep. We still haven't verified what the thread size is on the Evo 1. So if someone who has a Evo 1 can confirm the thread size, then we'll be able to let Silas know whether or not we have a Cine stick. I wouldn't be surprised if the N1 does fit it, because it looks like it's about an M4 thread on the Cine stick. So that's a metric 4, so like 4mm width thread. So we can get
Silas. You can go to ScottyMakeStuff.com and go to his chat and leave the information there with them, and Scotty will get it. And then that way, Scotty, you can keep that in your records if it works or if it doesn't. So in the future, as people ask, or even maybe if you already have the stick that'll fit, put a slash in the name of that drone along with it. That way the people they'll actually know.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we get all the information, and that gets passed to us from the customer service people. So if you've got any questions like that, it'll get through to the product development team, and that's my team. Sort of, I manage the business, but I'm because I'm a product designer, product developer. I'm sort of, most of my time is spent coming up with new products, which is, I think if I had an ideal sort of occupation when I was a kid, this would be it. Sort of managing the business side is something that I would probably not want to be doing, but but certainly the new product development would be my ideal sort of occupation. So I'm lucky. I'm living the dream, as they say. A bit like you, Robbie.
Well, one thing I've learned about, it's a lot easier to make a product than it is to get it to the customer. When you're marketing over into the U.S. from Asia or from Australia, in the different countries, the way that when the stuff comes into the U.S., usually it'll go straight to your door. But I noticed a lot of things that come into Canada. Man, customs grabs it. They call the customer. They want something paid. There's an issue. And it was the same way in China. So if I mail a box from China, I packed up a box, and the box probably weighed 10 pounds. And the guy that runs my business there was like, Robbie, just let the shipping company do it. And I was like, no, I want to do it myself because I want it packed tight, get as much as I can. And I had little parts, and I packed it so tight that the electronics I bought, I opened the backs where the batteries go and was cramming product in there. And I got it all boxed up after 2 hours, and I took it to the shipping company, and the shipping company opened the box. And I'm like, what are you doing? You got newspaper in here. It's got Chinese news on the paper. You're not allowed to ship that out of China to the U.S. I'm like, what? Just because I had put newspaper. So I watched them repack it, and my guy was going, I try to tell you, don't pack it. Let them do it. And they wanted to know what it was. Now, I was shipping from there to Costa Rica. So I shipped it to Costa Rica, and then when it got to Costa Rica, I went to pick it up, and they were like, what's the value of it? And one of the little girls that worked there, she was like, hey, tell them that it's yours and you send it to yourself because it's from you, Robbie Gray, to Robbie Gray. And I told them that, and they didn't charge me tax on it in Costa Rica.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you mail something yourself to it, from and to, you don't have to pay taxes. Otherwise, they charge you tax. So every company is a little bit different on how it's done. But with you having a warehouse in the U.S., it's really going to help the viewers that are in the U.S. because they can get it the same week. Because most of the people, Scotty, that steal stuff from other countries, they'll always try to get an Amazon account and pay Amazon to do it and do all that. But the price, the issue is you have to raise your price to cover the money they're taking out of you, their shipping cost and everything else. So I guess it's better to just do it direct where you're not having to split everything. That way you can keep your prices down. And that's one good point.
Well, actually, we do sell on Amazon as well. But because we're actually shipping it ourselves, we're not
Yeah.
we're not giving that big chunk of the pie to Amazon to do all the fulfillment on our behalf. That's
Yeah.
the thing that costs the real money in for Amazon. So yeah, so we have actually succumbed to selling on Amazon. So yeah, it's a new thing for us, and it's painful for me, like to give them such a big chunk of my hard-earned dollars. So, yeah, that's something that we're in the US, we're in the UK and Germany. So the US only does the US, and the UK only does the UK, and Germany does the whole of the EU. Yeah.
Well, it's good, and we want you to make money. And people
Mm-hmm.
that make stuff should make money, because if we're going to support them, we need to. They shouldn't be making the stuff for free. When I started selling the keychains, I sell two of them for $30. The first person that bought paid $50, and he left a note, and he said, Robbie, nobody should have to work for free. And let me tell you, that stuck in my head, and that was
Mm-hmm.
so appreciative. He did get some extra stuff in his bag because of that, because he saw that we take the time. It's not like that. What we're selling is free. We have time. We have development that goes into it. We have shipping
Mm.
that goes into it. We need to make it good for the customer that's buying it, but also we have to be able to price it to where it makes it where we want to continue to make products.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And like, to be honest, there's not much new to. I mean, unless you're in like DJI, which is obviously coming out with new products all the time. But outside of the big tech companies in China, there's not much new development going on. They're not coming up with new ideas for controllers or whatnot. They're just doing what someone else has done overseas a lot of the time. So
We call
yeah,
it
yeah,
news
yeah,
recycling. They're
yeah.
recycling the same. I've noticed a lot of products when you get the boxes is identical, the same, but yet it's got a different
Mhm.
name on it. Same
Yeah.
red little flag at the top, and the name's different. So
Hmm.
they're labeling it for that customer, and it's the same product. So
Yeah.
it's nice to have somebody that's not selling their product to, and it's a
Yeah.
numbers game of who's going to get the sale for the product. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
goes a long ways for the work that you're putting into the stuff, Scotty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're kind of proud that we're sort of growing the sport. I mean, through our products, like we're giving people options, and we're giving people unique options, and that can be tough sometimes as a product developer, because when you're bringing something new to the marketplace, it's new. No one's sort of seen it before. I mean, they've sort of got to work out whether the product's going to be right for them, uh, right match for them. Like, it could be, like a drone case like this, or it could be cine sticks.
Yeah.
It's something different. It's something new, and that can be hard for a consumer to sort of work out whether or not it's going to be right for them. So we are actually, a lot of people might think, that's silly, that's crazy. Why would I want that? Because that's not what they're used to. So yeah, but we'll still be doing the silly things. We'll be making the silly things that eventually become the really good things that people really appreciate. So we're going to keep doing what we do.
Well, one of the products that I got from you that I've really had a lot of fun with,
Hmm.
as I get it ready here. Let me flip it up here. A lot of times we go out places and we take our cell phones with us. We don't want to take the big camera, which I guess you can mount a camera or whatever. A lot of us have the pockets, and a lot of us have, of course, the cell phone or maybe the Action 2. So I went on vacation this last month, and I didn't want to take my camera with me. I took my Pocket, and I actually had this device that you sell.
Yeah. That's the
And
little micro fourth axis.
what I really like about this, it let me actually put my Action 2 on it, and then I put my cell phone here. And with the Action and with the Pocket, you have the Memo app that you can use. So it actually
Yep.
puts the screen on your cell phone. So instead of having to look through the small screen that's on the Pocket here, you can actually use your cell phone and you can live stream, because I don't know about you guys, but my eyesight is not good enough to see the screen on the Pocket to do a live
Yeah.
stream. But through the Mimo app, running that, it let me do a live stream directly from here. So I could walk around on the beach. And it was funny because I was walking out on the beach and all of a sudden Ross from Australia texts me. He goes, dude, I'm in town. I was like, where are you? And he's like, I'm 3 roads behind the Hilton where you're at. I'm on my way. So he came over and we had breakfast. And I thought it was funny because, you know, he was in, his wife is Thai. So he lives in, I think he lives in Queensland. And then he had come to do some work on his condo, like 3 behind. So he just walked up and we had breakfast there. We didn't get to fly, which he's coming back. So we're going to make a flying trip. But I was using that the morning that I was doing the live stream, and I was doing it through the Action 2 connected to my cell phone. This is another interesting product that I like that you sent, Scotty. And it's got a protective case on it. So you unscrew it. And then with that, you've got the Pocket here. And then with that, I mean, you can see it's more beefy. It's got a handle that you can hold. But the good thing about it, it's got that mount and the power port in the bottom. So you can actually put it on this here, mount it here as one option. Or you could mount it on a tripod as another option. But it's easier to control because it gives you more hand grip here, the way that it's set up. And I've used this several times and I really like it. But the good thing about it is when I get through using it and I close it up, instead of putting it in the little cheap sliding case it comes through, I just pop the cap back on the top of it, the protective cap, and screw it in and throw it in my bag. And I don't have to worry about it breaking. It protects it.
Yeah, so we called that the nuclear option, or TNO, when we were developing it originally, and that's been a hugely popular case for us over the last since the Pocket first came out, about the last 3 years. That we've sold many of those cases, and we're very proud of those. So thanks Robbie.
Well, one thing that I was impressed with, and these are the little detail things that you only see if you actually get the product in there. The way this works is it's got a latch here, and the latch flips open here, and then it slides. So it's got a latch. But if you'll look, when I open this up, it has rubber inserts on the inside. So it's not like it's rolling around and a bunch of plastic holding it. It's actually, you actually lock this piece in here. And I mean, it's tight around the neck here at the top. And then once you lock it in and you close it, it's not going anywhere. It's just not going anywhere. So that was a big plus. I'm happy with all the products. It took me a while to get used to this because I didn't know how to adjust it to get the balance right, because this actually comes with, you get different counterweights. So you could probably put a camera on here, couldn't you, Scotty? Could you put like a Canon camera on it?
Yeah, it doesn't actually come with the counterweights, but you can actually, we do sell them separately, but certainly it can take a camera up to around about 500 grams. So imagine a little point and shoot, and if you've got a little point and shoot, then you probably won't need a counterweight on there. So so it goes from about 90 grams all the way up to 500 grams. So it's got a fairly wide range of weights of cameras that it can take.
I love this for the feature of putting the Pocket or putting the Action Cam, because when you do that and then you put your cell phone here, I could actually turn the camera on the phone at me and do videoing and talking. And then I could use the camera here to focus in on a drone or the ocean or whatever. And then I've got my 2 audios and my 2 videos. And when I publish the video, I've got me on the parts that I want to show of me. And then I've got the other parts of that. And that helps me from having to have somebody video me while I'm flying a drone. I've already got it because I can do both of them with one device. So that was pretty cool. There was a little confusion on this because I had shown this before and people couldn't find it together. And on the website, it showed all the pieces together, and then there was a price, and they're like, "Oh, well, when I click on it, it's only showing like this part. Where's the end? Where's the piece here?" So, but if you read the details in the website, it does tell you images for what does it say? Images for an example. So you do have to click on and verify what you're getting. But when I ordered the stuff I needed for this, I actually went on to the chat of the website, and customer service asked me, "What pocket do you have? What are you wanting to connect on it?" And I told them I want to do the Action 2 and do the Pocket 1, the original. One thing you're going to find is if you buy this for the original one doesn't have Wi-Fi in the Pocket. It's the original 2 does. So you'll have to connect the cable from there to your cell phone in order to be able to use that app. But if you've got wireless, you got the Pocket 2, dude, you're ready to go. You turn it on. I'm not a huge fan of the Pocket. It did terrible underwater when I put it in the underwater case that I have DJI makes. It did terrible. But I love it for if I'm just interviewing somebody, it's really good. But the Action 2, dude, it rocked underwater. When I put it in the underwater case, it was like GoPro. It was great quality, and it worked really, really well.
Nice. Yeah, the Pocket one actually, it had an option to buy a base for it. It's like a little wireless base that you could use, and that case that you showed, we call it the full wireless case, can actually take the Pocket above the wireless case itself. So it was designed to take both of them at the same time, or you can just, in your case, just use the Pocket by itself. So those rubber grips actually hold it in place.
Yeah. Well, it worked good for walking. It worked good for walking because it really kept that balance, like you said.
Yeah. Well, that's essentially what fourth axes are really designed to do, is to remove that natural bobbing from our steps. I mean, I know there's people out there that do the ninja walk and all that kind of thing, but I've got a dodgy knee, so I can't quite do the ninja walk, and that's actually what started it all for me. I needed to film a product, and I developed the fourth axis because I had my dodgy knee. so once again, I'm finding pain and I'm trying to fix a problem from the pain. So
sure. Okay. Well, look, I've got the link dropped in the chat to Scotty's website. And I've got in the scroller on there. If you go to ScottyMakesstuff.com, depending on what country you're in, the website will prompt you for what country. You can click U.S. or wherever you're at. So the link does say U.S. here for the U.S. guys, but if you put it in, it's going to take you to whatever country you're at. And if you have questions before you buy something, ask the people in the chat. Click on the chat and ask them, here's what I'm trying to do. Here's what I want to do. What do I need? And make sure as you're buying this stuff that you're getting the right stick for what you're actually getting. That way you're going to get the right product that's actually on there.
That's right. We've actually got on the CineStick page, we've got a whole stack of controllers there. So someone can actually click on their own particular controller, and it will take them to the best actual CineStick, the most recommended CineStick for that controller. And that's how, and that's the best way to find out which CineStick suits your controller.
Right. Lens Capture Online here. He actually has the Ibotta also. So
hi, Len.
You just joined us, so you missed. Scotty will reveal later some new stuff that he's got out for the Ibotta, and one of them is going to be for the motion controller. And I know a lot of you FPV guys that have been using the FPV controller, you don't want to hear about the motion controller. The new people that are into it, they're enjoying the motion controller, and then they're working to the controller. But I'm telling you, the product that he's making for the motion controller is going to be a game changer for us guys that want to sit in a chair and fly. I'm telling you, just wait until you see it. And as soon as it comes out, he'll post it, I'll post it, and I think we're going to get a lot of sales and a lot of laughs out of it with the appearance it has. But I'm telling you, it's going to function great.
Yeah. So I think so too. It's definitely solving a pain for me and for other people as well. So
Yeah.
it won't be long, a matter of weeks, I think, before we've got that sorted out. So yeah.
Right. And I know that you said probably in the near future you already have some stuff that you're working on.
Hmm.
Not to get in a lot of detail for FPV that's going to be coming for the
Yeah.
FPV guys, which is it's going to be something they're really going to be able to enjoy for this drone and for FPVs in general that use the standard
Mm.
FPV controller here. So he's got some new
Yeah.
stuff coming out. So when
Yeah.
that comes out, he'll show that, and we'll show that also. And that has a lot of interest on me because me and Scotty
I
actually talked about that.
Yeah. I think a lot of FPVers are really, I mean, who use predominantly the cine whoops to capture really beautiful, swooping sort of images will really actually like our cine sticks because if you're into drone racing, it's different. People are really making really, where am I going? Like they're really going quickly from side to side. But if you're trying to take really lovely, smooth footage with your cine whoop, then you're only doing very fine motion with your joystick. It's really delicate. So that's where the cine sticks will actually work with these as well. So the cine sticks that we sell that actually goes with this also go on to the which is the RC Pro controller as well. So that's quite that's something to bear in mind. So if you're an FPVer, it works really well on this controller.
Is that is it marked on your website on the stick for the
Yes, it
RC
is. Yeah,
Pro? Is it marked?
yeah.
Okay, the good, smart
Yeah.
for that.
So
No, that's
if you see that controller in that list of images, just click on that link and it will take you to the correct controller for that correct cine stick for that controller.
right. I've noticed a lot of people that do digital photography, aerial shots that they're selling, maybe roof work for roofers. But the biggest thing is for real estate inside. A lot of people got that new drone to fly inside to do real
Yeah.
estate work. That's where I think the sticks would come in good because you don't want any quick movements in somebody's living room when you're flying
Well,
around.
that's the thing. I was just telling you yesterday. I was flying through mangroves yesterday using the Force controller because this controller actually arrived faulty. So it's what the right side. There's some the resistor doesn't actually work or something. So I'm yet to get a replacement. But yeah, if I had this in that scenario when I was going through the mangroves, because you've got vertical and horizontal sort of roots and limbs and all sorts of things, it would have made that a lot less scary to actually FPV through that area.
Yeah, Tom said he already owned some Stenisics from an
Mm-hmm.
earlier RC.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Is that the grey cine sticks, Tom? Len? Sorry. Oh, it's one of those. Yeah. So that's the original. So
Yeah.
I'll show you the new cine stick. So I'm just going to attach the post to this, and I'll put this is the silicon rubber over the top, and the cap goes on top of that, and then this screws on top. Now, when you're starting up your device, you always have it starting up like this. So don't be tempted to screw it down first. Leave it loose. So it will self-center, but if you tighten it down, it might be slightly off center. So we always started off
zero.
We always started off when this is loose at the top. And then once you actually start up your controller, then you can start to crank it down. And I mean, see, that's loose. And this is the firm cine stick. we've also got a on this. I'm getting my left and right mixed up. Okay, so that's the new soft cine stick. So the new cine sticks that we've got, not all. We still are selling some of the older cine sticks that just come with this one, the firm cine stick. But we had a lot of feedback from people that they also wanted a softer cine stick. So we've now included in some models, the newer models, both the firm and the soft cine stick.
Tom's got a question asking about the Apta accessories, when they will be released. We had talked before for that controller there, and he doesn't want to get into a bunch of detail what he's going to be releasing for that controller. But how long out do you think it'll be before we have something firm on what you sent me that we've been looking at for that controller?
Oh, look, really, we're speaking a matter of weeks, so might be 2 or 3 weeks. It just really depends on getting all our ducks in order, all our production. It's all in-house production for us for that new product that I showed you yesterday. So that's something that's not going to be a huge delay for us. So probably 2 to 3 weeks, I'd say.
What about the MC accessories? MC,
I'm
not sure.
Emotion controller.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's actually the one that I was referring to. So yes,
right.
We have one accessory for this. We've got another accessory that's still in early development stage, but the one that I showed you yesterday, Robbie, the one that you think is going to be a game changer, and I tend to agree with you. That will be available soon. We'll probably have that and another accessory available in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, the accessory, Tom, wait till you see what he's got for that. You're gonna, you guys that don't like that, you're gonna be like, hey, maybe I'll use it now, because it's gonna be a game changer.
I was really upset when this controller arrived and I had to use the motion controller, and I thought, oh shit. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Not a problem.
Sorry, guys. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have to use this. And at first it was a little bit disconcerting, and I felt like there was a lack of control.
I love my motion controller too. I mean, a lot of people are like, hey, I just want the controller. It's a different, on this drone, it's a different experience. On the regular DJI PV, it's like trying to control the damn race car with it. It's a little harder, but I love it.
Yeah, it is tricky, and it only suits a certain kind of flying, and it can be beautiful and it can be really graceful as well. So it's got its positives. I really do have a soft spot for this controller. Some of the stuff I've done with it, like I wouldn't be caught dead doing the kind of things that I've done with this controller with a normal controller, like hot dogging around like literally 20 centimeters above water or something like that. Just really so much fun this has given me. I'm addicted to it. I love this and the Avata. It's wonderful. I just can't wait to see what I can do with this and the Avata. So looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Okay, well, guys, look, we're running in just over an hour, and our show's an hour long. So we want to, Scotty, thank you for joining us today. You know, we want to try to have more people like you that are making stuff for our community. We want to support you. We want to see your products when they come out, and we will be doing some stuff where we can let you run some of your advertisements in some of our groups. That way, some people can actually see what some good products are that are made from real drone guys, not huge manufacturers that don't answer us.
Thanks, Robbie. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for the chat today. By all means, if you need to get in contact with me, you can get onto the chat, and our customer service people will, they're mighty helpful, and they'll definitely help you out.
Absolutely. Okay, well, guys, we will see you next Monday night again. Next week will be World Drone Community. We are alternating between World Drone Community with me and Al Duran, and then the following week, like this week, it'll be on the Travel Tech channel. So we'll see you guys next Monday night at the same time. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.